Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up weekdays. Catch us live, somebody. Let's go.
Good morning. Good afternoon and good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. Hope this show finds you in good spirits and all that. Happy Friday for all y'all who are just getting your Friday started. I know some of y'all are just ending your Friday, okay? So hopefully you're finishing it strong so you can get into the doggone weekend, which is obviously, in my personal opinion, much deserved, okay? But we got some things we got to talk about. This is something a little bit different. Actually, I've been covering this and been following this story for a while, okay? But instead of doing something heavy for live, I was like, you know what? Let's talk about this. And it just dropped. It just dropped a few hours ago. I mean, not even 3-4 hours ago. So I figured, you know what? Let's watch this as a family. We could check this out and all that. And you get to hear my commentary. You get to hear my personal opinions on this, okay? And I do have some questions for you guys, of course, as I always do, because I'm that inquisitive mother lover. But I do have some questions for you guys in regards to this video that we're going to be looking at here shortly, and also on another thing, because I think there's a reason why we're getting all this stuff lately. Don't worry, I will explain in just a minute. So do me a favor, okay? Please and thank you. Hit that like button down below. If you're watching on Facebook, make sure you hit that reaction button down below. That'd be greatly appreciated. Come on in. The water is just fine. There are no sharks in these waters. So come on in, enjoy. All right, we're in for a very fun Friday. I mean, it's not really fun, but you know what I'm saying, okay? So hop on in, please and thank you. And if you haven't done it yet, please be sure to hit that subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. Hit that follow button if you're watching on Facebook. Of course, if you're watching on YouTube and you want to support the channel, please consider becoming a member of the family by simply hitting that join button down below. It costs less than a cup of coffee from Starbucks. That'd be greatly appreciated as well. Okay, guys? Anyway, let us get into some things. All right, we got some things to get into. We got some conversations that need to be had. Happy Friday to every single last one of y'all, okay? And happy end of Friday for those of y'all who are watching in every other corner of the world right now. I know some people are watching from Japan, South Africa, so on and so forth. I appreciate my international fam. It does really mean a lot. But we got to get into this. Excuse me. Now, I want to say something. I thought we were going to be done with her. I thought that Bonnie was done. I don't know if you remember, but there was a video that she put out a while back saying, "I am not my sister's crimes," basically. Now, if you don't remember that video, don't worry, I'm not gonna play that again. Okay, you guys can go and check that out for yourselves when you get some free time. But what I'm talking about is this video right here. You know, white background, hair done, makeup done, you know, everything did. All right. We saw this video. We all sat through it. I played the audio at least. And in this audio, she basically says that, you know, she is trying to disconnect herself from the situation. She is shocked. She is in absolute awe of everything, so on and so on and so forth. Okay. So, and we heard about it. We saw all that, right? Heard all that, saw all that. We heard what she said. She said, this is the only time I'm addressing this. Even you remember, even in a post before this video, they said she said, along with, I guess it was like a group video or a group statement, they basically said, hey, this is the only time we're going to talk about it. When we address it, it'll be the only time that we address it, and we done. We're done after that. Don't ask us no questions. You know what I mean? That's basically what they're saying. Don't ask us nothing, because the only thing that we're going to say is in the statements that we make, and then we're done. That's it. Right? Well, she does this video, and we're thinking, she's done, right? She's done. It's a wrap. She done the damn thing, right? But no, she doesn't. She ends up doing another video. And even in that video, it's showing her like cleaning the windows of her brand new home that she's building, right? She's sitting there, cleaning the windows. And there's like this strange voiceover that's going on, right? Excuse me, guys. I'm still working through things here. But she's washing windows, and in the voiceover, she's still talking about like, I'm just so devastated. I can't believe that this whole thing went down, blah, 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 right? Of course, we're sitting there going, okay, I thought she was done. Okay, maybe this will be the last one. Maybe this will be the last time that she addresses everything, right? And I didn't watch that video with you guys. I watched it myself, and I'm just sitting there, hard rolling of eyes, you know what I mean? Like to the point where my eyes are about to rip out from my head. Because for me, I'm not feeling it. To me, I'm not feeling it. But I have theories on why these videos continue popping up. Two different things, two theories, and actually three, because you got to be fair, right? I got to be fair to a certain extent. One, she is therapeutically trying to work things out in her own mind, and she's trying to stay transparent with her friends and family and fans that watch her vlog show. That's one option. Like I said, that's like the most fair I have right now. Okay. Two, she sees that this is making views and she's making money off of it, so she's going to exploit the situation with her sister as much as she can so that she can continue securing the bag. Like I said, the first one's the nicest one. That's option number two, which could very well be that. Let's keep it a buck. Her videos, when she's talking about this stuff, are garnering some serious views. Three, something's happening right now. And I'm not talking about the legal stuff. Something's happening right now, and she's trying to stay in front of what's happening right now. Let me explain what I mean. We have to go into a little video before we go into this video, because it's going to explain to you, at least I'm hoping it will explain to you a little bit of something. Now, just yesterday, there was an interview shown, piece of an interview shown on Good Morning America, GMA, okay, with Jody Hildebrandt's niece, Jessie Hildebrandt. Apparently, let me see if I can find her. There she is. Apparently, there is a ABC special, I guess a series that has been constructed revolving around this whole situation with the Franke situation, the 8 passengers, Hildebrandt, all that stuff. Now there's a series, from my understanding, coming out, covering everything with this. And I think it's called like something like, what's it called? Oh, that's going to kill me. Hold on, guys. I got it here somewhere. I wrote it down. Hold on. What is it called? What is it called? It's called something like Impact and Nightline. Something like that. But apparently one of the episodes is already on Hulu right now. So if you watch Hulu, you can just type in Impact and X Nightline and you'll be able to find it. I haven't seen it yet, but it's out. And this is a chunk from that show. Okay, so I want to share this with you. And like I said, I feel that the reason why the sis, Bonnie, is out here doing all these videos, it could be a combination of all three of those things that I said, all three options. That she's like, I feel more therapeutic. I feel like my audience is starting to come back to me again. But then also at the same time, people are going to take, they might take a little bit more time going back and watching her original content because of the backlash of her sister exploiting her kids, so on and so forth. So a lot of people, maybe the general public, court of public opinion, might be very not comfortable watching family vlogs right now. So instead, because she's tried to put out a few family vlogs. Go check it out. Go check out her page if you want to. That's on y'all, okay? But she's doing this, and I feel like she's not getting as many views as she used to. So she keeps resorting back to the Ruby Franke conversation. Now, it may be very therapeutic for her. It may also tug at the heartstrings of her followers, get the sympathy vote, right? But it's also making her money. It's making her money indeed. So I digress. Could be a combination of all three, could be one of those things. Maybe all three, except one leans more than the other two. But there is a, documentary type of video that is out here, okay, that I found to be very interesting. And it's, yes, Karen, yes, damage control, as much as she possibly can make it. Now, let me just play a little bit of this. I'm not going to play the whole thing because, GMA be savages out here. Okay. But I just wanted to share with you guys just a snippet of this. Let's take a listen.
He's hungry and he's thirsty.
While the arrest sent shockwaves, some who knew Hildebrandt say they were not at all surprised.
We knew that Jodi does this. We knew 14, almost 15 years ago that she's already done this to me. And people saw and people witnessed and did nothing.
Now, I want to remind you again, this is Jesse Hildebrandt. This is Jodi Hildebrandt's relative, niece, okay? They have been out talking about this like crazy on multiple platforms, okay? There's the Mormon podcast. I don't know the name of the YouTube channel. No disrespect. I just don't remember the title exactly, but it starts with Mormon something. And it may be Mormon podcast. I don't know. But there's the Mormon podcast where she breaks it, where they break it all the way down. I apologize. They go by they, them. They were also on another news show talking about their experience with Jodi. So now this individual is here on GMA. This is a segment from the Impact Nightline special, that like this special series that's coming, that has recently aired or is starting to air. So this individual is really out here wanting to expose and rip the Band-Aid off, rip the veil, if you will, off of Jodi Hildebrandt and her terrible maniacal teachings that she's been implanting in people's brains for the longest time. Okay. Now, I'm going to play a little bit more of this. Okay. Just a tiny bit more. All right.
Just because you reframe it as tough love or tough parenting, that's not love. That is abuse.
I agree. One thing I think is really, really insane to me as well. And, you know, come on in, guys. Come on in. Get comfortable. Okay. Come on in. Happy Friday to all y'all. But one thing that it does scare the hell out of me with this case, and I'm going to play a few seconds of the end of this clip here, but we've talked about it before. But I think this is something that we all need to wake up and realize. There are a lot of kids out here that are getting brutalized at home and no one knows about it. Or people know about it, but they don't know what to do about it or how to talk or how to say anything. Because in a way, I don't know. I don't know why people pause and don't say anything. This young person was having some serious problems back in the day, and no one listened. And when we found out about the 12-year-old boy climbing out the window, seeking refuge at the neighbor down the street, there was an expert that came out and said, hey, you know, it takes a lot for someone to believe a child when the child is saying, I need help. I'm in dire straits. I need help. My mom, my dad, whatever. The house is a house of nightmares. I need to get the hell out. It'll take multiple times for a child to be actually believed. That's terrifying to think about. Don't you think? That's not how it should be, right? And she's saying this, and they are saying that they've dealt with so much right under people's noses, and no one would listen. Now, it could also be the environment in which she was in, because as we talked about yesterday with the Jody Hillebrandt's, the Connections president, Pam Botcher, who took 2 of Ruby Franke's kids. Clearly, it's a village of brainwashed, manipulated individuals that are pushing and trying and living fully engulfed in the teachings of Jody Hildebrandt. It's almost like I don't know, like children of the corn on crack. I don't know. You know, everybody's infected by this crazy disease. And no matter how many ways you try to get away, there's someone there who's still connected in it. It's like one of those really creepy, like the Body Snatchers type of movie. You know, you just don't know who's real and who's not. Her influence, Jody Hildebrandt's influence, runs deep, y'all. Deep. Let's not forget, this woman was living in a $3 million home. Her property's worth $3 million, y'all. You think she just did that by posting nasty toes photos on OnlyFans? I'll tell you what, no, it's not. She really was making this money and getting support from a gigantic group of people. And I know y'all are all saying the C word. I can't say the C word, so I'm just trying to find other ways to say it. But you get what I'm saying. Yeah, it's like a Stephen King movie. It's like a nasty, disturbing Stephen King type of movie, or one of those like old school B movies that you watch like on USA Up All Night type things. You know what I'm saying? One of those crappy B movies. You feel me? Straight to VHS. That's the kind of thing that it feels like. All right. So I'm going to play a little bit of this, a little bit more of this. Okay. Because hold on.
to anyone.
Jessie is not the only one who points the blame squarely on Hildebrandt.
I understand why the public is focusing on Ruby. It's Ruby's children. But all of these theories and these modalities and these parenting ideas, that all comes from Jodi.
It's a sentiment also shared by Franke's estranged husband, Kevin.
How convenient would that Franke, that Kevin Franke is also going, yeah, it's her fault. It's all her fault. No, it's not only her fault. It's not only Jodi's works. Yes, she is a puppet player in this situation for sure. But you also got to remember, these puppets were willing to give the strings to this puppet master. Think about it for a second. They're like, all right, take my strings. Tell me what to do. Okay? So it just doesn't work for me, for him to sit here and take this as an opportunity to just put all the blame on Jodi. No, you played your hand in this game as well, in this horrific situation. You had your hand in this. It's not only just Jodi. Yes, she needs to be looked at crazily, and may she be buried under the prison as well for all of her wrongdoings. But at the same time, though, these two said yes. These two said, what are we going to do tomorrow? These two said, yeah, let's put the kids in a basement. How long should we not feed them for? Let's use cayenne pepper. They allowed those things. Now, hold on. For what we know, as far as the punishments that the kids endured, how they were found and all that, Kevin may not know anything about that or may not have any connection to that. But at the same time, he left for a year. You're telling me, like, I just don't get it. That, it just, for me, I know I've been seeing some of y'all's comments. Okay. Some of y'all are like, he's innocent. Protect him. He's a good man. I'm like, I don't see how he's a good man. He left his family. He left his children in the hands of this woman for over a year and did nothing. Did nothing. He wasn't a part of the solution. He was part of the problem. So what the hell are you talking about? You got to be kidding me. Oh, he's innocent. Stop going after Kevin. Kevin, what the hell are you talking about? Kevin bad. He's just as bad because he didn't step up as a father. He didn't step up. Forget father or mother. He just didn't step up as a parent. That's insane to me. That's insane. It said, all right. Oh, you want me out of the house? Okay, I'll leave. Okay. Because this woman who came in, now she's telling us what we need to do? Okay. Whatever you say. What? Bruh, come on now. Come on, man. He's just as bad. Something else I want to point out really quick. I know I'm a little going off topic here, but something else that just popped in my head when we talked about the Kevin thing, wanting to arrest his own daughter. Like I said in the pop-up video, clearly this man is just as, his brain is just as washed, deep cleaned, okay, that he's willing to turn on his own daughter because she was trying to get some stuff out of the crib for the kids. So the kids were supposed to just not have extra pairs of clothes, underwear, toothbrush, toothpaste, any of those things. Maybe their favorite cuddly wuddly teddy bear or whatever the hell it is. You're telling me you're going to say no to that? Then what were you hiding? Now, I know that there's been rumors running amok about things, and I'm not going to say anything about those rumors until I actually see proof of those rumors. But there's rumors running amok on why he was that concerned about her going into that house, and it has nothing to do with the digital evidence or journals or anything of that sort. But that rumor's sailing around here like crazy, and I'm like, I don't know if it's true or not. But no matter what, these are your children. So still, even then, it still proves me proof positive that this man has no regard for his children. He only cares about this woman and this woman only. You brought that many kids into the world and you don't give a damn about any of them. That's what it seems like to me. I need her arrested. If not, I'm going to sue the police. If you don't arrest my daughter for going into her home that she grew up in to get stuff for the kids who I also brought into the world and raised and say that I love. Yeah. Make that make sense, y'all. Make that make sense. Now, one thing I do want to point out in this particular video, just going back to Jesse. Jesse's also sitting here saying, yes, I get how the media is reacting to Ruby and the fact passengers, the kids and all that. But the main focus is Jody. Jody's the one that we should be looking at more than ever. I get why they are saying this. I do. And I do agree that there needs to be more focus on Jody and who she is, where she come from, what's her whole story, right? What is her whole story? How did she get that whole thing started, and how did it become such a how did such a huge following become? How did it become such a huge following the way it has become, right? So I do agree. So I do agree with that to a certain extent, that there needs to be some sort of focus, some sort of interest into Jody, because this is some deep-seated ish. More and more people are starting to step out. More and more victims are starting to step out saying, hey, I grew up in this group and she made my life a living hell. She messed with my mind so much to make me think that I was this, and this, which I am nothing of those kinds of things. She messed with my mind to the point where I couldn't even be around children type stuff. You get what I'm saying? It's insane. It's absolutely insane. All right. But it's another thing when we go back and we see all these things that have been transpiring over the years. We finally get to this place. People have been saying, screaming warning sign, red flag, stop. What's this blanket training? What's this, all this crazy stuff that these families have been implementing into the internet, letting people know, oh, this is how you blanket train. This is how you do this. This is how you do that. This is how you child rear, how you raise your own children. And now we get all these headlines coming out. Damn right, everybody's going to be looking at the dumpster fire, because a lot of people have been talking about this dumpster fire for years. So yes, Jody Hildebrandt should be looked at without a doubt, even more, big time. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's more charges coming towards her from other victims, because there's other victims out there. We've clearly been seeing them in interviews like crazy. But then you have the family, Ruby's family, which, like I said, is it's interesting. It's interesting enough for us to look at this and look and to see what this is all about, right? So we have the video here. We're going to take a look at that here in a second. Laura, thank you so much for the $2. I appreciate it. Thank you for always bringing the news to us. Of course. Of course. I appreciate you caring. I appreciate you taking the time. Jamie said as well, thanks for making this all real. Hey, it's as real as it can possibly be. And the thing is I have a huge problem with when adults take advantage of situations like this with little kids. I just something in me, it angers me so much that it just angers me so much. I can't even words can't even fully explain. I try to, we've been talking about this and you see how heated I get when it comes to situations like this. But this is something that just angers me so much. And we have a woman here that's still making videos when she said a few videos ago that she was only going to talk about it once and she was going to be done. This is all I'm going to say. I said what I said. I'm done. Yet now she's back with another video. This is her third. Really? It's kind of her fourth installment because there's another video. Trust me, I actually sat through some of these videos. I sat through some of these vlogs, but there's another vlog that she did where she was like, disconnecting, something like that. I don't remember the title of it, but it was something about like disconnecting from the internet or something like that. And it was her and her sons and her kids and her husband going off and they're riding on motorbikes and, riding around the RV and all that stuff, just getting away from all this stuff. But she still had things to say in that video. She still had to talk about it. Again, still had to talk about it. There's the other one where she's washing windows. She's still talking about it. And now we got this one. And this one just came up 4 hours ago. Okay. 4 hours ago. And we said, and I'm telling you, like, it's like you said, didn't you say what you said like 15 videos ago? And this is fourth video. And you know what? F it. You know what? Hold on. Before we look at this video, F it. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to show you something, actually. Let me just pull this up, please. Because this, and I'm telling you right now, I didn't even look this up because I've seen her stuff enough that this popped up in my page. Okay, like my main page is, you scroll, you open it up and you see like the channels that you usually watch, that kind of thing. Her ish popped up. Why did it pop up for me? I don't know, but we got to do some math here. Okay, we have got to do a little bit of math. So let me share with you guys my page. This is the YouTube page. Actually, hold on. And you can see, it says like leaving the internet behind, so on and so forth. So I want you to see this really quick, okay? This is the video that we're about to look at, which was posted 4 hours ago. As you can see, it already has 31,000 views. The I'm not my sister, I'm not my sister's crimes. This one right down here, the infamous first video, literally has over 500,000 views. Now, the last time she had any videos that had some views on it, actually, I take that back. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. She's done 5 videos so far where she has talked about or has some sort of conversation about Ruby and all this stuff. I'm not kidding. I am not kidding. There's 5 videos in a row, by the way, guys. In a row, son. So, yeah, sure, there's these vlogs, but all of them, if they have something to do with Ruby, they got some serious views. So she does the I'm not my sister, I'm not my crimes. That's over 500,000 views. Then the next video she does a week later, literally over 121 views. Okay, holding my head up high while my heart is breaking as she's washing windows in her brand new home that I'm sure that this YouTube channel bought, okay? Or is helping build. I'm sorry, but let's keep it real. All right? Next video, first steps to it attempting normalcy. Even in this video, as she's laying down tile, she is still talking about it. The next video. But if you notice, anytime if it's something that's directly pinned towards the situation where 8 passages Ruby Franke, she got views, baby. Okay. So she does another video, kind of a soft family vlog, because really what is going on in it is her still talking about, oh, you know, I need to decompress. I need to get away. So my hubby said we should do this, this, and this. And she said, fine, let's do it. And she doesn't like doing that stuff, but she was fine with doing it this time because she needed to get some fresh air and leave the internet behind. Yes, she was still doing content for the internet. Make that make sense. Moving on. She still addresses the story in there. And then now we got this new video that's only been up for 4 hours and it's already past 31,000 views. And I'm sure it's going to get to 100,000 really fast. So I know that maybe my theory is wrong and I get it. You know, we are all YouTubers. We make videos. And when we see something that works, we continue to make those videos because it garners views. It brings in YouTube. It brings in subscribers. Not only that, but also money as well. It does help, right? But something with this situation doesn't feel right. Again, let me show you guys that page one more again. She said 3 weeks ago that this was going to be the last time that she was going to talk about this stuff. The only and last time that she was ever going to address the situation. And let's not forget, actually it's 6. It's 6 videos. Because before, as soon as her sister got caught, the very next day she put up a video being like, I don't know what we should do. Should we continue making content or not? Honey, what you think? And the husband's like, well, you know, I think you need to, we just need to keep on moving, honey. We just need to keep on trucking. Just keep doing what you're doing. Right? But she took that video down. So it's been 6 videos. 6 of them. 6. Why? Why? Because she knows she making the monies. She making the monies. All these videos are getting more views for the most part than a good portion of the videos that she puts out. Literally, some of these are getting 50% more than what she usually gets, right? She's seriously getting a lot more. Like it's just bumping up to 30 more thousand views, so on and so forth. So of course she's going to sit there and ride on this mother lover train for as long as she can. But she's done 6 videos. 6 videos about this ish. Is she really remorseful? Or is she too busy trying to secure them bags? Think about it for a second. Yeah, Rando from Iowa. Yeah, sick. In my personal opinion. But like I said, it could be 3 different things. Her trying to get in front of this video, of this show, this special that they're in the middle of creating right now. There's a series that's about to come out. One has already dropped so far. I don't know if it's only one standalone video or if they're doing more, but you know for a fact media is starting to eat this story up like crazy. So is this her just trying to get in front of that situation? Could it be her going, hey, I just want to be transparent with you guys as we go through these tough times, and you know I have an audience, I know I have a YouTube family, I'm going to reach out and talk to them and be real with them? Or is it a, hey, I'm making money off this stuff, I need to just keep talking about this because now my money's doubled? Hate to be a savage like that, but it's something to think about. Anyway, let us take a look at this video, shall we? Now I'm going to have to hop in and out of this mug, okay? And I'm probably going to keep it small like this because, like I said, fair use and all that crap. Okay. But if you haven't done it yet, please do me a favor. Hit that like button down below. If you appreciate this, please hit that like button down below. Hit it, hit it, hit it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, hit that follow button, please. And thank you, baby. Okay. You know your boy's working hard out here in these streets. Oh, and also this is very, very important as well. There's also a new missing persons case that has been starting to garner some national attention now. Please go check out my recent video that I just did. This is serious, and I got a lot of questions because of the information that is unveiled in that video. So please go check it out. Please comment. Let me know what your thoughts are. All that stuff, please, because I feel like it's a story that's starting to get some attention, but not really get the attention. So I'm trying to help give the attention that it rightfully deserves. And her name is Jennifer Olaskoga. Please go check it out. Okay, please and thank you. And let's get this bad boy moving, shall we? I don't know. Maybe I'll just keep it like this big. Keep it simple. All right. Let's rock and roll.
I'm currently sitting in my mudroom and I've got a load of laundry going. And this is the first load of laundry that I am running. We just got our water hooked up late last night. And so it's been actually really scary turning things on, letting the water flow because I'm very paranoid about water. Shake, because I thought it was a really good question. And
let me just say this really quick. She's answering a question that was asked, I guess, allegedly asked in one of her vlogs, like in a comment in one of her vlogs. And instead of not saying anything at all, that's what makes her come up with the brilliant idea of doing a video about it. Oh, this will get views. So let's talk about it. Is anyone else catching what I'm catching? You know what I'm saying? Like something's not, it's just not right. Oh, this would be a good one. Let me do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, or she could have waited for an opportunity. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, man. It just something. It's like, okay, I'd rather just talk about it because if I talk about it on my page, then I make money. But if I go over to like Gayle King or to Oprah or to Stephanopoulos or something like that, right? Or Savannah Guthrie, I won't make the money. So I should that's a great question to ask. So I'm going to answer right here. You see what I'm saying? Oh, that's a good question. You know what I'm saying? Like, this will get views.
I do need to preface. I want to just explain the state that my body is in.
I need to explain the extent that her body is in. Yes, Caroline. Sweet Caroline. Yes. Yes. Grifting is a word. Grift. Indeed. She said, I want to let you guys know what's going on in my body. Oh my gosh. She clearly is doing just fine. And I understand it's been weeks now. You know, the dust has settled to a certain extent. The pain isn't as painful, so on and so forth. Life goes on, and so do we. You know what I'm saying? I get it. But at the same time, though, I don't know. Anybody remember Empty Nest, the TV show? That was a theme song right there, guys. But let's move on.
I made some stories this morning that obviously I got really emotional over. I haven't gone a single day without crying, I don't think. I did go a couple of days when we were camping. That felt really good, but no, I cried when I was camping too. But they're getting less frequent. My cry sessions are getting less frequent and less intense. But I'm sitting here just with my guts constantly feeling like it's funny because I feel like I have to be so filtered in order to say what I'm thinking, but I have no one that I'm answering to. And so at first my few videos, the only thing that I was thinking was, if this sentence gets taken out and put in the media, what is that going? I was trying to make sure that each sentence wasn't going to be taken out of context.
I mean, come on. Come on. You serious? Okay. Okay. Like, really? Like, Talvish just said she needs a grift card. Yeah, that's actually a kind of funny idea. A grift card, like a gift card. But anyway, she's saying, "Oh yeah, I'm so scared about talking about these things because whenever I do talk about these things, they get taken out of context, and then next thing you know, I had the fear of these things getting taken out of context, and then the media eats it up and misconstrues what I'm trying to say." Yes, she's made video after video after video. Almost literally, they've all been back to back to back since the arrest of her sister, of her talking about this. So she's not scared of anything. If there was fear of that, then she would not be making these videos. Just like her sisters, the other sisters that have one actually made another video and then she stopped too. She hasn't made another video since. Last I checked. She ain't talking about it. She ain't addressing nothing. She's like, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. What happened, blah, 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 moving on. That's it. But this, she's sitting here going, I'm so scared of people taking what I'm saying and flipping it around and making it sound like something, something, something. But yet she's still here in a video making more content about this. This is for the bag, y'all. This is for the bag.
But I am now to a point where it's okay to say what I'm thinking because it is going to be taken out of context and you just have to live with that. So I'm actually okay with that. But I'm living with this constant fear. And I almost feel, and I say almost feel like it's an irrational fear, like maybe there really is nothing to fear, but I have fear in me.
But fear itself. She has nothing to fear but fear itself.
You have so many people that are mad and disgusted with you. It brings an element of fear.
Yeah, hold on real quick. I'm fixing something. I'm changing something out because I have two options here. I made two different ones. One where you see her face moving, and one that's not with her face. Because I don't know. I get fearful of using other people's content and all that. So I'm gonna go back to the still version because I just feel more comfortable with that. And we can hear what she has to say. Okay. We can hear exactly what she has to say. But still, I mean, her with these pieces of information, it's all trash to me. It's all BS in my personal opinion. But I'm going to continue here, guys. Sorry about that pause, but let's continue.
Fear in me when you have so many people that are mad and disgusted with you, it brings an element of fear. And I'm not super fearful, but it's kind of like an underlying emotion for me right now. I've always done this when I'm watching a show. I'll tell this to Joel all the time. If someone's, well, that was a bad example. I was going to say if someone's being arrested, if someone is getting in trouble for something, I feel like I'm in trouble. So typically I don't watch scary movies because I just feel like that's me. I take on the emotion of the movie. I take on the emotions of people around me. I take on a lot of feeling. And so with the current situation, I feel like I'm on trial. I feel like I'm in trouble. So
You know, it's interesting because it is a lot of, I see a lot of y'all in the comments say, she's sounding like it's all about me. You know what I mean? And I agree. And then she's basically saying, I'm empathic. I'm such an empath. I feel other people's pain. I'm sorry for someone so selfish. I don't know how you could be an empath. You know, I feel like you're so engulfed into your own emotions. How can you be in tune with other people's? That's just what I think. But moving on, speaking from one empath to a not another, but let's move on.
But my emotions are in a really weird place. And the reason that I want to share that with you is because I feel like it can be helpful. And the reason I say that is because I had mentioned really simply that I had some really strong sad emotions when I watched peers go through some really horrible things publicly. And it really hurt me. And a lot of people told me, thank you for saying that because it gave me permission to feel sad for you. Like they were feeling weird or awkward about feeling bad. And it's not weird at all. It's very compassionate. And so I have just decided that I just want to say what I'm thinking, say what I'm feeling. And there's a lot that I have to say. And
Clearly, there's a lot that she has to say. I mean, she's been saying it for 6 videos. 6 of them. 6, y'all. 6 of them. Okay. This doesn't make, I'm sorry, this is not working for me. Okay. Natalie just said, she's Delulu. Yeah, she Delulu big time. She big time Delulu. Okay, I'm sorry. This is not working for me. This is not working for me. All right, it's just not. Sorry. You sitting here. I'm gonna keep playing. It's not even 5 o'clock yet, and I need a drink. Let's move on.
Just been really mindful and thoughtful when and how I want to say it, but there's a lot. There's a lot. But for now, I want to answer the question for you. The question is, how did you explain everything to your kids?
Hold on real quick. You know that took 5 minutes. Okay. Took 5 minutes to get to the question. The entire time it was, I just get so in my emotions and there's so much I need to talk about and I just can't, I just have to talk about it. Clearly, you have a lot to say. Okay. Oh, Delulu Makoko. That's funny. I thought she meant delusional, but just typed it in wrong. My bad. But moving on. There's something about this where she's saying, oh, yeah, again, she doesn't want to talk about it, but she does talk about it. And in my mind, I'm like, make up your mind. I feel like there's a lot that she could have done. She could even personally reached out to media, mainstream media, and just said, hey, I'm willing to sit down and speak on my behalf too. That's it. But a lot of this, okay, is her just trying to get in front of it, but also making the monies. Then also the other thing too is she's going through her every single comment that she gets on every single video and she's deleting them mugs. Any kind of negative content comments, she's going through and deleting those things. Literally. So she's taking the time to comb through every single comment that she gets on all 5 that are live, these videos, and cutting them all out. Bad, negative messages and comments. She wants nothing but positive comments under her videos. She needs to stop making these videos. That's the issue. Like, let's just talk on a human level here. If this is just on the sake of her own mental health, don't make these videos. Stop making these videos. Go back to your regularly scheduled program. Go back to life as it was before. Continue moving. By you continuing to bring this back in and all that, you're only bringing in, well, one, yes, you're bringing the views, so you're making the monies, but at the same time, you're only stoking the flame for more negative comments. Move the F on.
As you know, Ruby's family and my family were very intertwined. I have many kids that are the same age as Ruby's kids, and I was the first sibling to start having kids after Ruby, and so we immediately started raising our kids alongside each other. After Ruby started implementing what she was learning in Connections, her actions naturally bled through her family. And so when the kids would get together and play, they would start correcting my kids, and essentially they were counseling. I'm just listening for the washing machine.
Fabulous.
Essentially, they were counseling and giving what they had learned in therapy. They were teaching that to my kids, which was odd. And that had caused some friction between the cousins. And we had always done these sleepovers. Ruby and I often did kid swapping, and I would take the boys, she would take the girls, or she would take a few kids, I would take a few kids. And I made a video on this about no more sleepovers, but that was very surface level for what was going on. And to be honest, I didn't have a specific reason of saying, oh, well, this happened and this happened, so no more sleepovers. And that was what was the hard part. My kids were getting uncomfortable. And there was nothing specific that had happened other than, we're not having fun anymore. Things are feeling kind of weird. And I was feeling the same way. And so it was a really big deal when I told Ruby that I don't feel comfortable having sleepovers or switching kids with you anymore.
Question though. Why was she not comfortable with having sleepovers and, having the kids, her kids, the baby, the kid swapping? I keep wondering maybe there was wife swapping as well, but that's another conversation in itself. Or husband swapping, whatever you want to call it. But it makes you wonder, what was it that suddenly she was like, oh, it wasn't just only because they were going, no, in the teachings of Connections, this is how you're supposed to live your life, kiddos. I mean, is it only that? Could it really only be that? I don't know. But something about this that part seems like she knew some ish was going down. Then the other thing is also, did she notice that the kids were looking a little, emaciated? Did they look like they could have used a burger or two, a milkshake, right? Were there any physical signs of at all on these kids' bodies? Of course, she's not going to say that in this video, but I'm also wondering, did she see any warning signs? Because I get it. She's not God. Okay. She's not going to she's not omnipresent. She's not going to be everywhere, knowing everything that's going on, all the bad things that have happened to these children and all that. But I feel like there were at least some warning signs that could have just poked out in front of her unless she just saw those as normal life things. Like that's just normal, which is still really, really insane to me to think of as well. But real quick, thank you so much. Welcome to the family, Caroline. Okay. Thank you so much. And just like Caroline, consider becoming a member by hitting that join button down below. Thank you so much. Welcome to the family. But yeah, exactly, Raven. Turned a blind eye, right? And yes, Tracy, yes, she is clearly covering her tuchus. Yes, I said it. Her tuchus. All right. This is all operation covering my butt so I can continue securing the bag. You know what's funny? I said this 6 videos ago. Her 6 videos, not my 6 videos. I made way more videos over the past 3-4 weeks by now. But over the 6 videos that she's made, you know, one's in private or one may have been deleted by now. But all of this has been her covering her butt so that she can continue securing the bag. It's basically her kind of going, can I continue doing what I'm doing? Is it okay? Is it okay? Is it okay? But please have sympathy for me. Please understand that I'm going through all this pain. It's so painful. Oh my gosh. It's just whenever, for me, the entire time. Let's continue.
That was a very big deal. She was mad. She was mad when I told her that. And the only thing I can say is you have to follow your gut. You have to follow what you feel. And what you feel is only right for you. It's not right for anyone else. It's strictly only right for you. And so after I had made that decision, I felt a lot better. And then between then and when Ruby cut our family off, there wasn't a lot of time and there wasn't a lot of communication after that.
Wait. I'm going to roll that back. Hold on. Because this is the second time I've listened to this in its entirety. And so something just popped up to me. Let me play that one more time.
And she was mad. She was mad when I
Okay, so she was pissed off. Okay, clear. Got it.
told her that. And the only thing I can say is you have to follow your gut. You have to follow what you feel. And what you feel is only right for you. It's not right for anyone else. It's strictly only right for you.
Okay. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? So she's got to follow her gut. What else was your gut saying? Could your gut have been saying something is rotten in Denmark in the household of the Frankies? Could your spidey sense or your empathic skills, as she says, okay, her empathic skills of her feeling for other people and all that stuff, were your spidey senses going off at that time? Going, wait a second, these kids are in bad shape. These kids are in trouble. I'm just saying. Sis was mad. Big mad, apparently. Understandably. I get it. If it was just I just don't know, like how your kids are with my kids, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'd be upset too, right? Just as a parent and normally. But if the explaining was that there was much more to this other than just these kids trying to tell these kids how they're supposed to live their lives by the teachings of Jody Hildebrand, you know, the connections life, the connections way, right? But that's it? Your empathic skills, how you feel for so many people, and because you're so just emotional. It's just, if you have that in your body and you have that skill, you're telling me you didn't see or sense anything from these kids? You didn't see nothing on these kids? To the point where you just weren't talking to these kids for a long time. You didn't talk to these kids. You didn't talk to your own sister for a while too, baby. Because of how bad this Jody Hildebrand was. The teachings of Jodi Hildebrandt. Like literally. Empathic skills. I don't know if she has that, y'all. I really don't know if she has that. Just saying. Let's continue. Blah.
And so after I had made that decision, I felt a lot better. And then between then and when Ruby cut our family off, there wasn't a lot of time and there wasn't a lot of communication after that.
Interesting. The stress ball lifted from her shoulders. You heard that. Oh, it was such a relief. I felt so much better. Out of sight, out of mind. You have children that are in bad shape, I'm sure, during that time as well. Probably just the embryo stage of the punishments that these kids were going through. And yet, you did nothing. Instead, you said, I don't like the way your kids are. We're going to have a little argument, verbal argument between sisters. It is what it is. Bye-bye. Be gone. There's the front door. Be gone. And then they leave and she goes, it's been a while and I feel so much better now. It's like a weight lifted off of me. Yet these kids needed your help or anyone in your family's help too. And nothing happened.
Because Ruby was really upset that we wouldn't join connections. She was upset that my kids didn't want to follow in the pathway that she was having her kids follow, as far as just like mindset and way of doing things and verbiage. A lot of it had to do with her verbiage. And so from the very beginning, it was just kind of known and integrated with the kids that things weren't right. We're not going to do sleepovers anymore. And that was kind of part of their decision as well, because it didn't feel right to them. And then when Ruby cut us off, there was no hiding it from the kids. Like I've said before, we would talk ourselves in circles, and there were days where I just couldn't even get out of bed because the things that she was accusing my parents of, the things that she was accusing us kids of, they were just flat out made up stories from our childhood. And we didn't take it lightly. And this is where it was really difficult, because we sat down together as a family and we said, okay, are the things Ruby's accusing the family of, are these true? Because we are not about to allow things to go on in our family that are wrong. You know, if there's anything going on, we need to know about it.
Okay. So she says, she just said a bunch there, but she said that Ruby was making crazy allegations, making these things come off like something that was not true. Allegations about her family, allegations about the children, so on and so forth. Now, that could all be from the teachings of the connections, right? Jodi Hildebrandt's way. Like, and I get that, but you didn't see that as an opportunity. You didn't see that, not as an opportunity, but you didn't see that as a sign of maybe something's not right with my sister. Maybe something's wrong with my sister and we need to have an intervention. We need to sit her down and talk about this, get down the brass tacks, away from this Jodi Hildebrandt character to get a better understanding of where her mind is at, because clearly her mind is not well. There were opportunities here. I'm not sitting here saying that everything's perfect. I'm not sitting here saying that there's a perfect way of solving this case in this or this situation. But at the same time, this is your fam. And she's saying things that aren't true. And she's saying crazy things about y'all. If those things are really not true, then why aren't you going and getting her the proper help that she needs? As much as you sit here and say, oh yeah, she's doing this, this, and this, and she said this, and she said that, and it's all crazy stuff. You just sat there going, oh yeah, you crazy girl. Ruby, you crazy. We'll talk later. You crazy girl. Stop, you crazy. She's saying all these crazy allegations, and you just sat there just shaking your head and gossiping amongst siblings, and that's it? I don't know about y'all, but last I checked, whenever, if anything was to ever happen like this in my family, I would be trying to figure what's going down, what's up, making sure my family is safe and healthy. But this shows that this woman's mind was not well, and still nothing happened. Still nothing happened. By the way, I want to make it abundantly clear. It's almost 10 minutes into this video, and she still has not answered the question of how she told her kids about Ruby. I want to make that abundantly clear. She has spent 9 minutes and 18 seconds talking about nothing that has anything to do with the actual title of this video. I just want to make that abundantly clear, just so you guys know. Let's continue.
Or did we really grow up and were the things that Ruby was saying really going on, and maybe I just didn't know about it? And so, you know, my mom and dad had a meeting with every one of us kids, and we all just came to the conclusion that, no, this is a lie. But it's not like we just dismissed what she said in the beginning. It was, no, we took it very seriously, and we all asked each other individually. And so as things have unfolded now, we can see that this is something that Jody has done, is she gets in people's lives and she plants these ideas or accusations against people when that is just not true. And so we really came to the conclusion that the things she's saying are untrue. We don't know why she's saying this. We don't know what her end goal is. In the beginning, I just thought, well, she's making things up so that she has something to discuss in therapy.
So she's in there. So she was in therapy? But yeah, does it? I'm rolling it back a little bit. Whoops.
As things have unfolded now, we can see that this is something that Jody has done, is she gets in people's lives and she plants these ideas or accusations against people when that is just not true. And so we really came to the conclusion that the things she's saying are untrue. We don't know why she's saying this. We don't know what her end goal is. In the beginning, I just thought, well, she's making things up so that she has something to discuss in therapy.
So no matter what, her making things up so that she has something to discuss in therapy clearly says to me that she is not well in the head. No matter what, she is making false allegations about family members, making things up, so on and so forth, to the point where the family, I feel, should be looking at that and going, wait a second, red flags all day long, and yet you're doing nothing about it. This is your loved one. This is your sister. She's in bad shape. She's making crazy allegations that do not have zero merit, have no proof. And now you're sitting here going, oh, no. She's just being crazy. You sit there and do nothing. Something that Sarah just said, and I agree. The math ain't mathin', absolutely. They saw so many red flags that they had family meetings and kept their kids away, I'm sorry. She cut them all off. They were flabbergasted, and now they're making money off tragedy. Yep. See, like I said, it just doesn't make any sense. You got someone who is literally showing that they're not fully mentally healthy. They're coming unhinged. They're becoming unhinged, okay? There are these allegations that are coming out like crazy, and what are they doing? Zero. Bupkis. They're not doing a damn thing. All they're doing is sitting there going, oh my God, she's just being crazy. Let's take our kids away from it. Man, she being crazy. I hope those kids are okay, but she being crazy. No. You can keep your kids over here. I'm going to keep my kids over there. We good. You just do your thing over there, sweetheart. But we're concerned for you. Love you. Yeah. Bye. That's it. That's it. Come on, y'all. And still nothing. And get this. And yet we're supposed to have sympathy over her and the rest of the family when they're still making, or at least she is, okay, making videos off of this ish. You got the Franke family, you know, Kevin's side of the family. They've made their statements and they're staying out of it. That's it. Staying out of it. The only other thing I would say, okay, sorry, this is a little bit of a going backwards a little bit, but there is a question I do have. She said earlier in the video, and this is just a question. I'm not sitting here saying that any of this stuff is true at all, but I'm going to ask it anyway. She said, one of the reasons why she had a problem with having the kids over was because the kids were basically like telling her children how they need to live their lives. Remember when Ruby did her first court appearance? In that court appearance, she made crazy allegations about some of the children doing some unthinkable things to the kids in the neighborhood and other members of the family. Not only just other siblings, but other cousins as well. You get what I'm saying? Could there have been a situation? I'm just asking it because it could be a moment of her, you know, cuckoo, okay? Or could something have happened between Bonnie's kids and Ruby's kids? To the point where I'm just asking the question, because, you know, for someone to go up, either that is her being completely out of her mind, delusional, delulu, okay, completely delusional, out of her mind, or could there be some truth in that? I'll explain a little bit here in a second, but could that be the reason why she's like, I don't want the kids around? They're bringing things and bringing, you know, teachings and ways of life into, ways of life into my kids, and I don't like that. And could that be a part of that reason as well? Not only the teachings of Jodi Hildebrandt, but maybe kid was doing bad things. Now, let me say this also, and I'm sorry, because those things are in the back of my mind. And at the same time, even though I do feel that Mama Ruby most definitely threw her kids under the bus to try to save her own ass, let me just say something really quick. 2 of them were found underneath Jodi Hildebrandt's home, you know, with wearing jewelry, for lack of a better term. You get what I'm saying? It's not pretty. You know what I'm saying? Held against their will. Clearly, they could have gone with a few meals, okay? They looked like they hadn't eaten in a while. 2 of them. The other 2, one of them was at work, and another one, still don't know where the second one was. But they went over to Pam Botchers, the president of Connections, who she says, oh, yeah, they've come over to my home to do house chores and work around my house. Not, oh, they come over to have some lemonade. None of that. To come over and play with my Xbox. I got an Xbox, and randomly, and the kids go and play it every once in a while. No, they go over there and do house chores, right? Those 2 are now in the custody of Sherry. Okay? Where were those 2? Remember, you had 2 underneath Jodi Hildebrandt's home in bad shape. Okay? Now, the other 2, from what we've heard, I have heard nothing so far about any restraints or injuries or anything on those two girls. 0 so far. What if Jodi Hildebrandt put so much trash into Ruby's mind that she really did believe that those 2 kids that were underneath Jodi Hildebrandt's home in dire straits were the monsters? Now, I know that's a little bit of a left turn, okay? But I was thinking about this yesterday, and I'm like, wait a second. One was off to work. Another one was somewhere else, and they're now over at Sherry's. They're not with DCFS. The other two that were in really bad shape are with DCFS. So clearly, either those two were so good that they weren't in trouble at that time, or Mama was playing favorites and two of them were the devil. Think about that for a second. Because we have heard nothing about the other two kids having any type of markings on their bodies whatsoever. So just something to think about. Okay. Yeah. Wohol or Woho. Yeah. Clearly she was talking about the two that were in the basement. Those were the devil. And the other two, I guess they were in the clear. For how long, I don't know. But in her mind, she thinks whatever Jody put in her mind, she believed that those two were doing unthinkable, monstrous things to other people, not only just to people in the neighborhood, people in their family, like other siblings and cousins. So I'm going over here with this and I'm going, wait a second, could the weird stuff, could there have been something weird that went on? And that's why Bonnie's like, I don't want nothing to do. That's getting weird. We're getting into crazy, scary TV town, and I don't want nothing to do with that. Go. Be gone, sis. Love you, but can't be around you. Gotta go. Just a question. Like I said, I don't believe it. I think that Ruby has lost her doggone mind. And the fact that she is trying to put blame on these children is absolutely disgusting and messed up. But I'm just asking that question and looking at the path, you know, like the multiple possibilities within that. Okay. But it does make you wonder. She clearly was slipping. Her sanity was slipping, and family still didn't do anything about it. That's weird, y'all. That's weird. They just sat there looking from afar and talking amongst themselves, doing family gossip. Okay. Kind of like that Kim Kardashian, Khloe Kardashian thing. Like they probably have a whole chat that says the chat is titled Not Ruby, where Bonnie and the rest of the family is in it talking ish. Okay. Just being like, we have a chat that's called Not Ruby, so that we can talk about you without you knowing. And that could very well be it too. Okay. It's just weird. All right. Let's continue.
Is honestly what I thought. So for how distraught I was and for how debilitating it made us when Ruby cut us off, and it that sounds very basic and I won't go into all the details, but it was the things that she was accusing all of us of were just abhorrent, but also comical at how untrue they were. And so, you know, you can't hide when you're used to meeting with the family so often, and you know, Christmas was around the corner, Thanksgiving was around the corner, you know, Halloween was around the corner, and when you're involved with your family members in all of these activities, there is zero way of hiding it from the kids. And I don't think I wanted to hide it from the kids. And so I just told them what was happening as it was happening, but keeping it very surface. Just, Ruby doesn't want communication with our family. We're not allowed to talk with our cousins anymore. And that was very difficult on my kids. My kids cried. They cried often. and they wanted to write letters, but we weren't allowed to write letters. They wanted to send packages. We weren't allowed to send packages. And so it was a loss for my children. And so that took a lot of time to come to terms with. And years later, that sounds so wild to say, but years later, they still bring it up. And, when are we going to get to see them? When do we get to know them again?
Right.
And I had just let them know so that they had some sort of expectation. I just said, when they're 18, when you're 18, you'll be able to reach out and you'll be able to see if you can form a relationship then.
What I find very heartbreaking about that is that you got family that loves each other. You got cousins that all love each other, that are used to being around each other, used to hanging out, used to having a grand old time with each other, having these big moments in family, those big family moments, the holidays, all that stuff, all those things stripped away from these kids. For what reason? For what reason? Because of crazy teachings. But what's wild to me, and I guess, I leave this question up to you guys. Would you just be extremely transparent with your kids to explain to them why they're not talking, why they're not being around the cousins that they love so much? Because to me, I feel like that would be so devastating, that you're so hardcore about being around them all the time. You're used to being around them all the time. And then suddenly out of nowhere, just boop, you're not seeing them anymore. Why not? You're just not. Can you at least tell us something? You're just not. You can contact them when you're 18. Mom, I'm 9. Yeah, that's what I said. When you're 18, you can contact them, but you can't contact them now. Sorry, honey. Can't talk to them anymore. Why? That would drive every child crazy. You're not going to, you know what I mean? And I know that you can't really get into, especially with a young child. It's a lot for a child to process some certain things like this. But man, you didn't say anything to him at all, just to give him a little bit of insight on anything. That's pretty wild. It is pretty wild. I'm not sitting here saying that that's I don't think there is a right way of doing this kind of, like, a right way to approach the situation. But at the same time, I can only imagine how the kids felt from just suddenly being stripped away from their family. It's pretty crazy.
And so that's how I told my kids. They've just known from the very beginning that this was the situation.
Now, by the way, that's not how she told the family. That's not how she told the kids. And she misinterpreted the question. Clearly, she misinterpreted the question. They don't want to know when the separation happened. They want to know when you told the kids about Ruby actually getting mother loving arrested, period. Okay? That's what people give a damn about. The other stuff, sure. Thanks so much for that 13-minute word salad, but they want to know, when did you tell, how did you tell the kids, yeah, Auntie Ruby has been arrested?
Thank you for the question. I was happy to answer that, and I will see you all in my next video. I'm sitting down to edit, and I realized that I didn't even say how I told the kids about Ruby being arrested. And
like I said, she misinterpreted the question. She misread the question. All right. So, yeah.
How it happened was that morning, Joel and we actually got up and we got all the way ready. I was like, Joel, we've got to fix your hair for today. I want to get my hair done, my makeup done. Like, I want to get dressed and I want to film this really special video with you today. And so we were filming all day together. We had the music on, and I told him, I said, I don't want today to feel stressful because this is a really big video that we need to make. And so we were in the middle of doing that. We had got lunch that day together. It was such a beautiful day, and it was the end of the day, and we still had a lot of work left ahead of us, but we were, the kids got home from school, and so we were all standing on the stairs together, and we were like listening to music. We were talking about the kids' day at school. Then my sister Julie called, and I answered. I put her on speaker, and I was like, "Hey, Julie, how are you? What's going on?" And immediately I knew something was wrong. And as she was telling me, it was just like, I think we were learning as the conversation went on. So Julie told me, and immediately I was like, get Ellie on the phone. And so, we got Ellie on a 3-way, and I was like, Joel, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take the kids home. Like, you stay here, wrap things up. I'll be like, so it was just, honestly, like our whole world just kind of came down tunnel vision. And so me and Julie and Ellie, we stayed on the phone, and we didn't get off the phone. As we were learning more details, we couldn't let each other go. We just stayed on the phone together, I think, for hours that night. And my kids didn't leave my side. And, we came home, and we were like, I'm getting like cold thinking about it. I was like putting together dinner. Julie was driving her kids around. Ellie was wrangling her kids. And we just couldn't hang up. And we didn't even talk until we knew something more. And when the kids went, we all said a family prayer. I think we prayed together over the phone. That's something that's very common that we've had to do. We did call my parents that night, and that was very difficult. I think we were up all hours of the night. We just couldn't not be on the phone together, even though there was nothing to be said. The next morning, the kids were like, did you hear anything else? They would come home, and, I would just update them as I knew things.
I mean, of course, this is literally like beat by beat in a way of her telling the kids. And when it comes to this piece, I mean, yeah, this is terrifying. This is heartbreaking to have to break this kind of news to the children. And the thing is that now the children will probably be looking, I'm assuming over time, are going to be looking back and go, oh, is this the reason why mom didn't want us around the family and Aunt Ruby? I mean, that could very well be it. But she still hasn't really said anything about telling the kids, like how she told the kids. And I feel like how she told the kids is when she found out on the phone. Like she just said they were sitting by me the entire time when information broke. But that's about it. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, she doesn't say anything further than that, really. It just keeps, it's frustrating. She just, word salad. But let's continue.
And I feel like that was really good for the kids. I think that they would have worried more had they been wondering what was going on, or if they could see how upset we were. But that's how the kids found out, is they found out with me. And obviously I've kept details away from the kids, things that they don't need to know, and things that would just hurt them. The gist of everything, they've known the gist of everything the entire time. And for me, that feels better than sitting down and having a big, huge blow to them, learning something big. And I think it's been nice that we've been able to digest it together as a family. We all care so deeply about each other's feelings, and we worry how each other is doing. but doing it together, the kids, my siblings, my parents, neighbors, friends, is that we are taking care of each other, because when one person is strong, the other isn't, and vice versa. And so it's been really nice to be able to do this together. It feels very intense to talk about and to relive and to say.
Yet you keep reliving it and saying it every single video that you've posted since the moment of I am not my sister's crimes. Yet I'm going to exploit my sister's crimes to make some money. That's the thing that I'm gathering here right now. So, the thing is that what's frustrating about this is that it took her 17 minutes to finally address the question. I guess she misinterpreted the question, so then she goes on and says it anyway. But it's funny because that was in the last 5 minutes of the video where she starts to explain, like, when the phone call was made and they were sitting there waiting and trying to understand everything, staying on the phone with each other. The kids were around her, didn't leave her side, just trying to find out any information, any news about the arrest, so on and so forth. The well-being of the cousins as well. That's most importantly as well. So I can only imagine what her kids were feeling at that time, trying to find out the news and if the kids are safe. But that was 5 minutes, the last 5 minutes of the video. She could have cut out those 12 minutes and made it a 5-minute video, but she made it 17, a little under 18 minutes long for the monies. Guarantee you this thing is, I mean, I got premium now, so I don't know if this is monetized or not. Okay. But I guarantee you it is. And everybody, like myself, sat through the entire thing, watching all of it. And the last 5 minutes is when she actually starts talking about it. And even then, it's nothing big. The kids found out when she found out. And they were sitting right next to her the entire time as the news unfolded. But she acts like she's talking about this. Every time she talks about this, she acts like she's talking about it for the first time, when she clearly has not been doing that. First video she did, she said, I'm only going to address this once and it's over. I'm done. Because it's so devastating what happened. But then she does 6 videos collectively. 6 of them. Instead of exploiting her siblings, instead of exploiting her kids, she is now using the opportunity to exploit this tragedy for some monies. She pimping this tragedy, y'all. Pimping it. So devastating. Family. Kids were right next to me the entire time. We were on the phone. I don't know why does that sound like Drew Barrymore? But you know what I'm saying, okay? Or why does that make me think of Drew Barrymore? Anyway, you get it. She is just literally stretching this thing out as long as she can to secure some bags. She making money off this. She most definitely making the monies, okay? And she didn't even answer the question until way later. So, like I said, it's really, to me, it's trash. Instead of actually staying quiet, going back to regularly scheduled programs like doing, her vlogs of trips and putting together the house and blah, blah, blah. Instead of that, she has now pivoted, has done a hard pivot into the tragedy of how this has affected me type of situation. That's not good. And I'm hoping that this shows some transparency to a lot of other people, because when she first did the video, man, you guys saw, if y'all watched the first video with me, you saw what I said in the first video. I said, that's true. She is not her sister's crimes. She is not her sister. And she should not be held under a microscope or held under a magnifying glass and being judged for every single thing that she does. But that was in video number 1. That's what I said in video number 1. Or actually video number 2. You know what I'm saying? First one was up and then was deleted, and then she put out that video. I gave her the benefit of the doubt for the most part when she said that. She said, I'm not my sister. I am not my sister's crimes. And it's unfair for everyone to go coming after me when they don't know half of the story. That is fine. I'm with you 110% on that. But then you come out with more videos. You say that you're done talking about certain things, and yet you still come out with more videos. So what are we supposed to believe now? As much as you may have gotten us in that first video of like, okay, I get it. You're right. You are not your sister. You didn't cause those crimes. Sure, we feel like there could have been, maybe you guys could have been doing some more work in looking into your own family as well. Sure, no one is perfect. No, and if you're in that situation, what would you do kind of thing? I get that 110%, fully 110%. All right. But you still continue to make videos constantly talking about this. To me, it's screaming a different motive here. It's screaming a different agenda. It's not, oh, she's trying to save face. No, save face was in video number 2. You know, the I'm not my sister's crimes video. Save face, she even though I couldn't stand the BS, but within that BS, she did have some strong points. And I heard her. We all heard her. And I said, cool, you're right, guys. She has a point there, guys. We shouldn't be going after her like this. La, 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 la. But now we're in video number 5/6, if you count the deleted video. And she's still talking about this stuff. Still. If she really wants to get her voice out there, if she really is about just clearing her family name for herself, her own family, and all that, then she should be sitting across from Gail with a box of tissues and let her rip. That's what should be happening right now. Or that's what she should be doing. Instead of constantly making videos about this stuff. What she should be doing is, after she said, I'm not my sister, I'm not my sister's crimes, she should have just kept going with vlogs. Woo, we're putting in the floor today. Woo, cabinet time, right? Woo, we're dirt biking, or my sons are just so crazy and they're dirt biking. Fine, show that stuff. Continue on with your life. But every single video, a voiceover or her laying down tile, talking about how, oh, you know, I've had such a hard time getting out of bed, blah, blah, blah. No one wants to hear that anymore. Because now everybody's getting that message and looking at it differently now. Not everybody's looking at that and going, yes, you stay strong, sister. You stay strong. Not all of them are doing that. Not me, at least. I'm going, okay, you just want a bag. It's not the stay strong sister, in my personal opinion. It's not. To me, it's now, okay, she's trying to scoop up this ground ball. Because it's a ground ball, y'all. For her, it's a ground ball. So all she has to do is sit in front of some cabinets that she just recently installed in the mud room while her husband's doing construction in the background to their brand new home. That, by the way, I mean, she makes millions of dollars on her YouTube channel as well. You know, for a fact that house is being built upon the foundation of this YouTube channel. And she sees it making buckets, these videos. So she's like, all right, I'm going to continue doing this. I'm going to exploit my sister's wrongdoing and the crimes that she's committed. And I'm going to be the devastated family member. Oh, wait. Guarantee you a book's coming. Oh, I just said it. I guarantee you a book's coming. Watch. A book is coming. It's coming. You guys might be like, Pascal, you crazy. You crazy. You crazy. You crazy. No. There will be a book coming. There will be. And like I said, let's be real. Come on, y'all. And I don't mean to be like a cynic when it comes to these things or anything of that sort, but we have seen this multiple times before. Okay. And I'm not sitting here saying some people do certain things because they are literally motivated because of needing to tell the story, to prevent things from happening, to stop future crimes, or to help other victims and other survivors, how they got through the torment or the trauma, etc. You know what I mean? Those kind of books, those kind of GoFundMes, those kind of interviews, those kind of documentaries, those type of videos. I am all with it 110%. But then there's other people out here that will take a tragedy pimp, and take it and use it for an opportunity to secure a serious bag. And it's hidden behind foundations, behind GoFundMes, behind those 501Cs, while they're driving some Ferrari that was built off the stories and the tragedies of multiple survivors or people who are surviving. That does actually exist. I'm sorry for saying it like that, but it's the actual truth. It is true. You'll see people who and I'm not sitting here saying that this is all people. I'm just saying it's from time to time, you'll see people who hop right in front of it and be like, it's almost like Eureka, this happened to my son. It's like, what the hell's wrong with you? What the hell's wrong with you? Eureka? Like in the back of their mind, because they're like, oh, that organization I'm building on the behalf of my son is making millions of dollars. Now I got some money. We've seen it before, y'all. We have seen it before. Don't act like you ain't seen it, because you have. And then people will be like, oh, I wrote while the tragedy is happening, or a few months after the tragedy happens, suddenly they have a book tour. It'll be called My Son the Painter, whatever the hell's called, right? However it's tailored surrounding that tragedy. I'm not sitting here saying that everybody does that. Some people are writing their book because they need to tell that story, which I'm with 100%. But there's other people who just write a book because they want to ride off of the tragedy, ride off of that money train. I'm just being real. And I can see this happening over here. I can see the wrong people writing books about this situation. You know what I mean? My experience with whatever it is. I'm Not My Sister's Crimes by Bonnie. Think about it. And then of course, if she ain't been interviewed yet, she gonna be interviewed soon. I'm surprised there ain't merch out yet. I'm just saying, I hate to be like that, such a cynic right now, but at the same time, Trauma by Bonnie, whatever the hell it's going to be called. Okay. Brainwashed Family by Bonnie, whatever the hell you want to call it. It's coming. It's definitely coming. So, Don't Blame Me by Bonnie. It Ain't My Fault by Mystical. But you know what I'm saying, okay? Clearly, this is something that is clearly this is a train that she's riding on. you know? And so I'm not for it. And I think she needs to move the F on. Regardless if it gets her, you know, her vlogs get 17,000 views or not, it doesn't matter. It's time for her to move on. It really is. It really, really is. Until there's more information, like the information that we heard about the cayenne pepper, the information that we heard about the children being found, 2 of the other children being found at Pam Botcher's, right? And that they were known for doing chores in that house. It shows us more ideas. It gives us more of a glimpse on the relationships that these children were having around in the village that was being built around them. They couldn't go anywhere, basically. But in their minds, and maybe because of, you know, Stockholm syndrome, they felt that they were going to be safe with Pam. What? So you think in your mind safety is running around and pulling weeds in 100-degree heat? It's unfortunate, but that's what is in these kids' heads. You see what I'm saying? They think that's normal. That's the normalcy of their life. This is how it's supposed to be, because within this group, because I can't say the C word, but within this group, safety and punishment is done by doing these things. And instead of just going to Pam Botcher's house because she has the best chocolate chip cookies, they're going over to her house because they're supposed to do chores and housework. It's not good. It's like a really bad Stephen King movie where everyone's infected and you don't know who got it and who don't until they say some weird keyword, you know? It's like like Handmaid's Tale or something. Under his eye, you're one of them. You know what I mean? It's kind of crazy. It does make you wonder how deep these roots go. How deep this evil Jodi Hildebrandt's tentacles go. How deep they go into the community that is into that particular community. It's pretty crazy, guys. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, see you next. No. Oh, see you late tonight. Yeah, that's a good one. See you late tonight. You know, see you late tonight. That's not bad. Or later tonight. See you later tonight. Something like that. But no matter what, there it's scary. It's pretty crazy. I feel like there have been multiple opportunities for family members to step forward and help these kids. These kids were in bad shape. They needed help. I don't know. I couldn't, you know, I got siblings and I'm sure a lot of y'all do too. I just don't see how I could go years without even like swinging by their house randomly and just going ding dong. Hey, I'm here. I know we ain't talking, but I wanted to see how you're doing. You good? Like, no matter what, it just seems weird. No checking in on family, Christmases, birthdays, you know, holidays, birthdays, etc. Big moments, family moments, right? You're not checking in on your family. I don't know. It like I said, it ain't sitting right to me. It just isn't. Okay. And so hopefully she'll stop making these videos. That's what I'm hoping. She needs to be done. In my personal opinion, she needs to be done. Anyway, guys, that is the show. I appreciate all y'all for being here. Definitely let me know what you think. You know, I get it. If you want to protect and defend them, by all means, do you. You know what I'm saying? Defend, protect, do whatever you need to do at all costs. But for me, this ish ain't right. It just isn't. And it needs to stop. Because it's no matter what, if this is all coming from a place that's good, it's not being translated in that way. Sorry. It's not being translated in that way. Let me say that again. It just isn't. Okay, so hopefully this will be the last of the videos that we see regarding this. But I wanted to share this one with you guys because there's been plenty other ones, but I was like, nah, we're gonna look at this one today because I think it's trash. I think it's absolute utter trash. All right, and whatever message she's trying to put out is being misconstrued now. Now it just looks like a money grab. Anyway, guys, first off, thank you, Lenore. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat or super sticker. Thank you so very much. But guys, and I really do appreciate all the support. Seriously, it really does mean a lot. Please don't forget to hit that like button down below. Send it past 300 likes. That would really mean a lot. Okay, we got some more stories for you guys coming this day, so be sure to tune in. I got some more stories for you guys for show. All right, we got some other conversations we need to have here, so be on the lookout for that. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, make sure you hit that follow button. Also, don't forget, hey, if you want to support the channel, hit that join button down below. That would be awesome. Okay, real quick before it goes away, Berenice Rivas, thank you so much for the $5 super sticker. Thank you so much. Dag nabbit, thank you so much. That really means a lot. All right, but if you want to support the channel, hit that join button down below. Hit that notification bell and set it to all so that you know whenever I go live, whenever I upload, because it is random as well. Okay, but we got some more stories to talk about, so be sure to tune in. And I'll be talking to you guys very soon. All right, guys, it's time to get going. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys very soon. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.